From my very first video, I told you something important. I said I was stepping out of my comfort zone and walking into this blindly. I didn't start this channel because I was confident. I didn't start it because I was polished or naturally gifted in front of a camera. I started it because I needed to grow and I needed to confront something in myself that preferred staying quiet, staying unseen. This video is different though. I'm not a massive content creator and I don't have millions of followers. I'm not what anyone would call a superb speaker. And yeah, I am reading this while I record it, but it's not because it's fake or scripted. It's because this means too much to me to risk saying it halfway. I've never gone this deep before, and what I'm saying is not performance. It's not branding and it's not strategy. It's me letting go of everything inside of me that I've carried for years, finally letting it out so you can understand where I've come from. I'm 39 years old, and in a lot of ways I've been an adult much longer than that. I grew up fast, way faster than a kid should have, too. I had, the responsibilities and awareness that most children don't encounter until much later in life. I was exposed to situations early that forced me to understand the consequences, the instability, and the survival before I even fully understood myself. My childhood for me wasn't just innocence and exploration. It was an awareness and it was adapting. It was learning how to read the room and read people before I even realized I was doing it. And there were paths around me that led to outcomes everyone could predict, and I watched people make decisions that slowly boxed them into corners. I also saw the cycles repeat, and I saw how environments can quietly shape people's outcomes if you don't question it. It could happen to you as well. By most societal standards, I probably should have become a statistic and a cautionary tale, another example of the potential loss to circumstances. But somehow, in a way, I avoided the missteps that swallowed others. Not because I was perfect or because I was fearless, but because I paid attention and I learned early what the certain roads led to, and I saw enough to know what I didn't want, and for that I am so grateful. However, at the same time, I don't regret growing up fast. Those early experiences really did give me something that couldn't be taught easily, and that's perspective. It gave me a pattern recognition, and it gave me the wisdom about consequences before I had the luxury of pretending consequences weren't real. They forced me to think long term, and before I could understand what long term meant, it wasn't fear, but it had shaped me. And even despite all that, everything I navigated externally while internally has always been the harder battle. For most of my life, I haven't truly felt confident, and I've learned how to operate. I've learned how to handle pressures, and I've learned how to keep moving forward, what you would call antisocial. But confidence, the real rooted confidence, has always felt just out of reach for myself. And I tell people I enjoy being alone, and sometimes I genuinely do. But solitude can feel peaceful, it can feel productive. But if I'm honest, there's been a difference between choosing to be alone and convincing myself I don't need anyone. There were seasons where isolation wasn't strength, it was protection. When you grow up learning to rely on yourself, early, independence becomes like an instinct, like right off the bat. You stop expecting support from people and you stop asking for it, and you learn to carry your weight quietly. Over the time of growing up, that turns into a survival mindset, and there were the years where I wasn't living fully. I was just surviving strategically. I had to do what I had to be done, and I had to stay disciplined and keep my head down, handle my responsibilities, and not complain, just keep moving. And when you live like that enough, you forget what it feels like to relax into life. Almost everything becomes calculated, and I overthink already. I replay conversations and I analyze decisions, and I project myself into the future, trying to prevent problems that don't even exist yet. Most of the pressure I feel doesn't come from outside, it comes from me. From the expectations I place on myself and the fear that I'm lacking direction, or I worry about the time is moving too fast. It's a constant problem I have. And the irony is I'm not even naturally social. Yet here I am running a YouTube channel. For someone like me, this isn't easy. Every video is uncomfortable, and every upload is exposure. Every opinion I share opens the door for criticism, but that's exactly why I keep doing it, because it forces me to grow. It pushes me beyond the version of myself that would rather stay quiet. If you're asking if I have gained confidence from this, I'm sure I have, and I've proven to myself that I can show up consistently. I've also strengthened my voice and I built discipline. But doubt doesn't disappear just because you gain momentum. Fear doesn't evaporate just because you're trying. Most of the negative critiques that don't bother me, or I don't let them bother me, because I built a thick skin over the years, but I am still human. And sometimes a comment lands on a day when my defenses are lower. Sometimes it echoes an insecurity I'm already dealing with. And in those moments, it hits. But I've learned something important after 39 years. Resilience isn't about not feeling it, it's about refusing to let it define what direction I go in. No, I'm not sharing this for anybody's sympathy or like encouragement. I'm sharing it because the world often highlights the polished success stories and it skips the messy middle. Not everyone's journey is spectacular, and not everyone is heroic or naturally brilliant. Some of us are just trying to build ourselves one day at a time, one decision at a time. The process of figuring out who I am has been really painful, more painful than I could even explain into words. My identity isn't something, or an identity in general isn't something you just wake up with. It's something you carve out through experience and reflection and discomfort. It's built through the mistakes you avoid and the ones you survive. And it's shaped by what you walk away from and what you choose to lean into. I'm still in that process and I don't have everything figured out. I don't wake up every day certain on my path, but I am aware I'm intentional and that I'm learning from every struggle instead of running from it. Growing up fast gave me wisdom, and loneliness gave me introspection. Doubt gave me humility, and survival gave me strength. But now that I am learning something new, I don't just want to survive. I want to build and I want to connect. I want to understand myself fully without hiding behind independence. So if this video feels heavier, it wasn't intentional. If I stumble through parts of it, it's because it matters. This is me at 39, not finished and not perfect and not fully confident, but honest. Honest about where I came from, honest about what I struggled with, and honest about the facts that I'm still becoming. Maybe that's what this whole journey really is. Not arriving and not mastering, but refusing to stop growing. This is everything inside that I wanted to share without hesitation, and I'm still moving forward. I really want to thank you guys for tuning into this one, and if you made it all the way to the end, that's awesome. I appreciate it. If you would, please hit the like button and share and subscribe if you would like. That really helps the channel out, and I appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the next episode. Peace.